Hi, my name is Greg Knox. I'm the Executive Director of Skeena Wild Conservation Trust, and this is a North Coast Fisheries update for August 31st, 2022. The information that I will provide comes from the Department of Fisheries and Oceans, the province of BC, and First Nations fisheries programs from throughout the region. Make sure if you are going out fishing that you check the regulations before you go, because some of this information might be out of date or potentially inaccurate. And so just wanted to mention that. So overall, this season we've been seeing good returns for quite a few of the species. The exception would be chum salmon and in some systems pink salmon for North Central Coast. So the improved returns are likely due to, we've had 3 years of cool temperatures from a La Nina global weather event, which has cooled off the North Pacific Ocean, which typically drives the food web, meaning more food for salmon, and also better conditions in fresh water, so cooler stream temperatures, fewer extreme weather events, and that is helping our fish. So start with the Skeena. For Skeena Chinook, this year we've seen about double what was predicted pre-season come into the Skeena River. So it's still about half the long-term average, so not a bumper year by any means, but improvement. The final return will likely be in the 40 to 45,000 range. For Skeena Sockeye, the current run estimate is 4.27 million, so this is about double what was predicted pre-season. An average run is about 2.5 million, so this is an excellent return, probably the best return we've seen in over 20 years. So it's driven a lot of different fisheries in the region. Most fisheries have ended, most commercial fisheries. There still is a large harvest going on in Babine Lake that will continue into September, and they're catching lots of sockeye there. And of course the recreational fishery is still ongoing. For Skeena Coho, we've seen an average return this year. It's similar to last year, so but it's still a little bit early, especially for the lower Skeena tributaries. For Skeena Chum, it's low, tracking the 10-year average. They continue to be depressed in the Skeena system. For pink salmon, it's been an average return this year. And for steelhead, this year's run is about triple last year's return, which was the lowest on record. So the current estimate past Haida at the mouth of the river is about 14,400 steelhead. So that's nice to see, a real improvement. Recreational fisheries are open, but there has been a bait ban put on in the Skeena system by the provincial government. Most steelhead are now in the Skeena system and moving into the tributaries. I'll move on to the Nass. For Nass Chinook, the current estimate is about a return of 21,000, so that's below average, similar to last year. For Nass Sockeye, the estimate is just below 500,000, which is about an average return, similar to last year, nearing the end of the run there for Nass Sockeye. For Nass Coho, the estimate's about 200,000, which is above average, so good return of Nass Coho this season. For Nass Chum, the return looks to be about 85,000, which is above average. For Nass Pink, return is estimated to be about 480,000, which is about average. And for Nass Steelhead, the return currently sitting at about 6,700, which is slightly below the long-term average. We're still fairly early in the run. So all of that Nass information and those estimates were provided by Nishka Fisheries. For Haida Gwaii, pink and chum assessments have just started recently. There's been really low flows until the last few days, but the rains, of course, are bringing in fish, so we'll have better information in a week or two. For Haida Gwaii, Chinook, and Coho, a lot of those fish caught out there are transiting past Haida Gwaii down the coast to BC, Washington, Oregon. There has been a large troll fishery that opened on August 10th. They've caught about 51,000 Chinook and about 95,000 coho, and we're still waiting for numbers from July from the rec fishery out there. So the coho catch has been pretty good. Moving on to Kitimat and Douglas Channel area for Chinook, it's been okay into the Kitimat system, but I don't have any information for other systems. For coho, the sport fishing has been good in Douglas Channel so far, but we don't have much information for stream escapements yet. For chum, the Douglas Channel area streams have been well below average, and they've been experiencing poor chum returns in recent years. And for pink, it's well below average in Douglas Channel area streams. There have been no commercial openings out there this season. So that's probably my last fisheries update for this season. Please let me know if you have any questions. Contact us at info@skeenawild.org, and we'll be happy to try to answer them as best we can. And thank you for tuning in, and we'll be here again next season and probably providing some updates through the winter and spring.